Good evening, everybody. We'll call this meeting to order at 7:03, or back to order, I should say. We were in closed session, and we are now back in open session. So, who want to pick on tonight? Dr. Ritchie, lead us in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Dr. Ritchie. Approval of the agenda. There is one correction, and that is under item X, which is the consent calendar. Item X, F6, and that is the agreement for the architectural services for Chaco High School Ag Classroom, and that's on page 220 of the agenda. There was one sentence left off of the BRM, which is the board reference material that is on page 220 for this particular item. So there are corrected copies in the back, and it will be posted on the website with the correction. So that is the only correction I have. Dr. Marshall, anything else?
No further corrections.
All right. So I need a motion to adopt the agenda as corrected.
I move we adopt the agenda as corrected.
Second.
Got a motion by Member Gattuso, seconded by Member Lieb, to approve the agenda as corrected. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it is carried unanimously. Anybody here tonight that would like to add something to our agenda in the future may do so by contacting the superintendent at least 2 weeks prior to a regularly scheduled board meeting. And if that item is within our jurisdiction, it'll be something that would be considered to be added to a future agenda. Tonight, if there is anybody here that would like to comment on any item that is on our agenda, you may do so by approaching the podium when that item is placed before you. Anybody that would like to speak, you'll have 3 minutes to speak as an individual, and there will be a total of 20 minutes of public comment for an agenda item. And if anybody would like to speak on an item that is not on tonight's agenda, you may do so by approaching the podium in a second when I say so. And again, you'll have 3 minutes to tell us what's on your mind. If there are multiple speakers on the same topic, it is a total of 20 minutes for that topic. So with that being said, is there anybody here that would like to address the board on anything that is not on tonight's agenda? If do so, please come up. And I might add, while they're on their way, that there is a clock under that monitor over there that we will use, and that'll start your 3 minutes. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Excuse me, I'm kind of lost in my thought right now. Mr. Chairman, board members, as well as staff. My name is Celie, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club, and I just wanted to spend a few minutes, and hello to our educators. Welcome back. I just wanted to take a few minutes to thank you for the opportunity to serve the community of Los Banos again and their families. I provided a couple of reports to Ms. Tasman in regards to the data points that we were able to collect in terms of attendance rate this summer, as well as spring break. So in the spring break of 2023, we had 105 pre-registered students, of which 98 were enrolled, and a total ADA of 79 students that were in our care for 7.7 hours a day. This summer, so that you know, in case you get phone calls, Dr. Marshall, we had over 350 pre-registered young people, of which we're only able to take about 120. So we had an actual enrollment of 180 participants and an actual average attendance of 100 kids for both June and July in total. We hired 16 full-time staff from Los Banos, 2 high school students made possible through a partnership with WorkNet Merced County. And then, of course, we implement our Project Learn program, which entails literacy, writing, STEM, and the kind. And so those reports, just wanted to offer you a glimpse at what we did provide. We hope to be able to continue to work with you. I want to thank Miss Maggie again for letting us tear up your beautiful space. We love it. Our families loved it. Our kids had a great time, and our staff are wanting to come back. So thank you again. Thank you all, educators, for all that you do, and board, thanks for making it possible.
Thank you, and thank you for the visuals. These are great. Basically, the statistics that she just shared with us, as far as how many were registered, et cetera, was handed out to us. And so, can we put this on the website, Tina? Okay, so that's what since we got it, we'll get it and have it available to everybody on our website, so everybody can see the great work that
I'll
you did.
send a clean copy because our copier was out of blue ink, and so our logo didn't print.
Well, thank you very much. That was great report, and appreciate all that you've done for the students of Los Banos this year. That was wonderful. Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to address the board on anything that is not on tonight's agenda? All right, seeing no one come forward. Going on to reports, California school employees. Anybody here tonight? Seeing no one come forward, how about Los Banos Teachers Association? All right, no report from LBTA. All right, on to Superintendent's report, Dr. Marshall.
Okay, thank you. I have a few things this evening. First, welcome back. We're back in full form. Want to give a big thank you to our maintenance and our custodial team, making sure that the buildings were ready to get back. When we came back, everything was set, for everyone to arrive. So I want to say thank you to those teams. Also, our human resources team, they get a big shout out because this time of the summer, there's a lot of residual hiring that has to take place, and there's a lot that goes in this time of the year. And I mean, the human resources team did a great job as far as getting positions filled before the start of school. I think a lot of people don't realize that magic that has to happen. This morning, I had the chance to attend the MCOE Welcome Back activities. They had a great speaker, but I missed out. I heard that the real magic was here in the district. I mean, as far as the staff development day here was fantastic in terms of the feedback I got. So I want to thank the principals and the teams that put that together. Ed Services team. It was a great experience. Tuesday, I had the chance to visit the new teacher orientation. It was a very awesome group. We have a great teacher induction program in Los Banos, Dr. Severance and her team. And I did something different this year. I took a picture with the group. That's kind of exciting. I mean, I look back, I mean, it makes me feel old. I mean, this is like, for me, mid-year, like the year start year 38. So if all you knock off 37 years off your ages, then you can figure out how kind of when I got started. So that's interesting. A few new faces tonight I want to introduce. First, we have Mr. Sergio Mendez. Could you stand, please? He's our Director of Student Services. Welcome. He comes to us from a neighboring school district down the road. What's that, Doss Palace, we call him? Yes. So, welcome. He was the Assistant Superintendent there. We also have Diana Crofts. You know Diana, she's our Director of Special Education. Please stand. Please. She was the coordinator here last year. We have Andrew Nguyen. Am I correct? He's our Director of Health Services. That position, we're lucky to have him. That position has been vacant, I think, since September of at least almost a year. So welcome. And not with us tonight, we have David Taylor. And he's done a great job as far as with our transportation. I think everything, you saw, I sent you the note with the bus routes and such. So he's gotten off to a good start. So tomorrow, I'm looking forward to the welcome for the Staff Development Day. And I'll see you all tomorrow morning. That's my report.
All right. Thank you very much. Next up is our facility report. Hello, Sherry.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Board members, Dr. Marshall. Here's our Lofton Stadium, looking really nice. The front and the back, the ticket booth area where you're going to come up and buy your tickets to go into the stadium, and The concessions is where you're going to come and get your food. So those are both the important areas. So I wanted to highlight those. So there's some the pump house here is going to remain until phase 2. The new water line that was designed for the field will not provide enough water to our natural field. It was designed for turf, for artificial turf, so that doesn't require the amount of water that natural turf does. So we're going to have to leave that. And yes, it's an eyesore, and we have a nice, beautiful complex, but we're going to have to leave that. I wasn't willing to risk the field for football season, so the option was to leave it to phase 2. So that's when it will be removed. Phase 2, the track and field project, will start after football season, starting in November. Some other things that happened at the stadium today, the health inspection, county health department came out to do the inspection. Our fire alarm test passed today. I was like, what? What happened? I was like, what? I swear it passed. And then we're working on getting our security cameras there. Working on getting our security cameras hooked up, so everything will be nice and secure, and we'll have cameras watching. Some of these the items that they're still working on. They're working on fences and gates, irrigation and landscape. They're completing the concrete and asphalt on the 7th Street side. We are doing our district staff training next week. The locks have been changed, and we'll be doing the punch list on Monday, and then they will turn it over to us, and we have our first home game next Friday. We need to do closeout documents and notice of completion, and they will still be coming back to do work. They're going to turn it over to us so we can have our game, but they will have quite a bit of work still to do. We still need to do the whole south perimeter fence. So they'll still be there working, but we're able to get in and have our game. So very happy about that. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that white wasn't going to show up. You guys can see it though, good? White, okay. So I just wanted to kind of, because I bring things every meeting, I wanted to kind of recap some of the things that have been approved and that we'll be working on this school year. And then some of the things that are finishing up right now. So like the fire alarm project at Los Banos High School, that is supposed to be complete in September. This Lofton project, first phase, will be complete within a few weeks. So some of the upcoming projects is Volta Elementary School modernization, the LBE parking lot, Los Banos Junior High walk-in freezer, Lofton Stadium Phase 2, Mercy Springs shade structure, FOT parking lot, EV charging and solar arrays for transportation, Los Banos High School gym and classroom wing re-roofing. And then so the first ones I just kind of mentioned are moving along. We have, some of them are in agreement, some of them we've bid out already or in the bidding phases. The rest are in planning and design phase. Lofton's Phase 3, the lights and sound system, we're kind of working with our architect a little bit just to kind of get that moving in the right direction so we can bring a proposal for that. The modernization for the Los Banos High School, the TK Center, the buildings, there's a BRM on this evening for the buildings to bid those out, but the site plans are still in design. And then we have quite a few energy saving projects, solar arrays and LED lighting upgrades that we'll be doing some planning and designing on. So that is my report. Any questions or comments?
So I just, and actually it's not for you, it's for Dr. Marshall. Will there be a groundbreaking for Lofton or not?
Yeah, there will.
There will be, okay.
Yeah, for the stadium, yes.
For the stadium?
Yes.
For the new building?
For the
Yes.
second phase or a ribbon cutting for the first phase?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, like we did for grasslands.
For
yes.
grasslands.
Yes.
Are we going
Okay.
to wait till it's all done, or are we going to do it piecemeal?
Do you want to
or-
do section by, I was kind of on my list of asking.
We can do section by section.
Okay,
All right, talk amongst yourself and let us know what you come up with.
okay, we sure will. And that is my
you.
report. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Well, I haven't got that far yet. Yes. Go ahead, Lori.
So just curious at the football field, the booth, the reporting, where they
The press box?
press box, that's what it's called. Is the electrical done and ready?
I believe, yes, one of our electrician went over and got that ready for them for their game.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And thank you for taking us through the
Yeah.
walkthrough too.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
it.
All right. Anything else?
Anything else? Anybody else? All right, thank you very much. Lots of great stuff happening and good news, too. All right, board member reports. Ms. Moran?
Report.
No report. Okay. Ms. Valdeo?
Yes, I just want to welcome back teachers. I know that they've been working hard already, even before today's their official day back, getting their classroom ready and spending lots of time and money to make their classroom great for back to school night. I know it'll be ready and I'm excited to go and see. So welcome back and thank you for all the hard work you do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Smith?
I have no report.
No report. All right, Ms. Gattuso?
Same for me. Welcome back. I'm sure you're all happy to be back to work. No, maybe not. But anyway, and welcome all staff. And we're looking forward to open house season. We were talking about it before, splitting them up as best we can because we have a lot of open houses all at the same time. But we're looking forward to seeing all the classrooms, the students, the kids, the families, and teachers and staff. So see you very soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Leib?
Yes, I had the privilege of attending the Knowledge Saves Lives training at Los Banos High and Pacheco High. I didn't stay all day. Thank you to all the teachers and staff and everybody that attended. It was impressive, and I definitely learned what can be done with a fire hydrant that I had no idea could be done. So that was nice to go through that and watch that happening. And as far as Lofton Stadium goes, I'm excited to see that up and running. The pump house, I like it. I mean, it has character. It's historical. The pump that's in there was put in, I think, in the early 50s or late 40s. So it's got history. So I like it. And then everyone that comes to the stadium can be asking questions about it, and they can be told the story. So, and I'm looking forward to the first game Friday night at Lofton Stadium and Veteran Stadium because both high schools have home games. I think the first 4 weeks. So it's gonna be tough splitting my time between two teams, but I'm up for it. So welcome back, and I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Kind of ditto again. Welcome back, all the staff. I know everybody's been working hard and excited about getting started. So they're off and running as of this morning. So welcome back, everybody, and looking forward to having a great year from all the great stuff that you're going to be doing along the way. Welcome to our new staff members, our new administrators here tonight. So thank you for coming on board. We're looking forward to working with you. And Ms. Gattuso mentioned it a second ago. We, so elementary principals, we have divided up the schools because, there's so many open houses on because they're, all 14 schools or excuse me, 8, 12, whatever it is, are on 2 nights, Monday night, next Monday and next Tuesday. So we kind of divided everything up. So you're not going to see all of us at your site. You'll probably see 1, maybe 2 of us at your site because we divided up the elementary schools. So at least one of us will be there to walk through the classrooms and greet your staff. So just wanted to give you a heads up that you're not going to see 6 or 7 of us at your site because there's no way when it's all on the same night. So, and I know why you do it on the same night. It's a great reason. Get everybody on board before the first day of school. So just kind of explain to you what's going to be happening there. And with that, we shall move on to new business, and we're going to start with item A, Resolution 19-23, interfund cash transfers for 23-24. Welcome,
Good
Alejandra.
evening, board members. It is recommended the board adopt Resolution 19-23, which gives the district standby authority to borrow from themselves in cases necessary to cover short-term cash needs. It's for cash flow purposes. This is required by county to have one every year. It's the same one we bring every year. In case we need it, we haven't had to, but following our county guidelines.
It is routine. We do it every year. Any questions? It is roll call vote. So first of all, I need a motion. We got a motion by Member Cattuso, seconded by Member Moran to adopt Resolution 19-23 for interfund cash transfers. So Tina, please.
Ms.
Roll call.
Gattuso? Yes. Mr. Lieb?
Yes.
Ms. Moran? Yes. Mr. Munoz? Ms. Smith? Yes. Ms. Valadao? Mr. Pereira?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that resolution passed unanimously. Or actually, we had one absent, but 6 yeses. On to authorization of teaching assignments. Dr. Calzadias.
It's recommended that the board adopt resolutions, 2023 through 2823, approving waivers for identified staff to teach outside of their credential areas per ed code.
All right. Any questions? Again, this is routine that we do every year for some staff members. I need a motion, please, if there's no questions.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Member Valadao, seconded by Member Lieb, to adopt resolutions 2023 through 2823 for authorization of teaching assignments. It is roll call. Tina.
Mrs. Gattuso? Mr. Lieb?
Yes.
Ms. Moran? Yes. Mr. Munoz? Ms. Smith? Yes. Ms. Valadao? Yes. Mr. Pereira?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
6 yeses, 1 absence. It passed. On to item C, substitute teacher pay. Dr. Calzadias.
It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the permanent increase to the daily compensation rate of $170 for substitute teachers and the long-term compensation rate of $255.42 per day. I believe the last time a permanent increase was made to our substitute pay was probably about 13 years ago. So this is long overdue.
And that permanent pay was $120,
That was correct.
and we're raising it to $170.
Correct.
Any further comments or questions? Motion? We got a motion by Member Smith, seconded by Member Moran, to approve the substitute teacher pay permanent increase. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it is carried.
Thank
6 yeses, 1 absent. All right, on to item D, authorization to seek competitive bids for the TK Center. Welcome back, Ms. Monday.
It is recommended that the board approve authorization to seek competitive bids for the TK Center project. This is for the manufactured buildings, so we can make sure we get in line, so they'll be built in time for our project down the road.
Questions, comments, discussion, motion?
I'll second.
Got a motion by Member Cattuso, seconded by Member Lieb, to approve the authorization to seek competitive bids for the TK Center. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And it is unanimous, unanimously carried. 6 yeses and 1 absent. On to item E, authorization to seek competitive bids for the FOT Department Parking Lot Improvement.
It is recommended that the board approve authorization to seek competitive bids for the FOT Department Parking Lot and Building Improvements Project. Just kind of recap, we are going to be doing an EV charging station and solar array project there with money that with $2.9 million we received from San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District. And we'll have to be doing a bunch of trenching to do conduits, and our parking lot there has some safety issues, as well as It has poor drainage, and our building is in has some severe leaking. So we would like to lump that kind of all to do it at the same time, since we have the parking lot torn up anyway. So we're going to kind of coordinate that EV solar project and the FOT parking. So it would kind of start March and go through basically August. I've already kind of talked to David, the transportation supervisor, to how we're going to implement this. It's going to disrupt that whole site. So that's going to be tricky to try to find places to park the buses. Going into August, we're really hoping school will get done before school starts, but we're starting in the spring where we know buses are going out. There's field trips. So it's going to be a huge coordination piece and shuffling. So
We'll see.
it's going to be fun.
All right, and just for those people in TV land that aren't familiar with FOT, it's Facilities Operations and Transportation Department.
Yes.
So that's basically the bus area that's on Pacheco Highway.
Yes, 646 West Pacheco.
Yep. All right, any questions, comments?
Only comment is that.
Hang on. Let me touch the button.
I can talk
Here we
about
go.
Nothing's been done with that building for a long time, right? That you
I
know
don't
of?
think it's been touched since
Ever.
we've moved in
So it's-
there.
Yeah.
So you can literally see that the bolts are coming out. This last winter, water was coming under our front door. It's
So it's
a
time.
business office. It
Yeah.
should look,
Right.
and
Okay.
All right, any other comments or questions? Seeing none, then need a motion. Got a motion by member Gattuso, seconded by member Smith, to approve authorization to seek competitive bids for the FOT Department parking lot improvement. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And it is carried, 6 yeses and 1 absent. On to item F, authorization to seek competitive bids. You're up here for a long time tonight, Sherry.
I know, I'm just gonna hang out right
For the
here.
LBE parking lot.
It is recommended that the board approve authorization to seek competitive bids for the Los Banos Elementary School parking lot improvements project. This project realistically should have been done during the summer, but with some design issues, it's been pushed out. So if this is approved tonight, we would like to advertise next week for this and open bids on September 5th. And then we could start, once it's approved, we'd be able to start right away. I've discussed it with the school administrators, discussing the logistics of the student drop-off and parking for their staff. So we did that last week. So we would like to move forward, if possible, starting in the school year and ending. It would be from September through January would be the construction dates.
Comments, questions? I know this is going to be disruptive for a short time, but I can't tell you how long I've heard complaints about the LBE parking lot for staff, and so I think this is going to be, when it's done, it's going to be inconvenient.
I
for
think they'll
a
be
while.
very
I think
happy.
it's going to be a great improvement, and everybody's going to be really pleased with how it comes out. With that, I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to authorize competitive bids for the LBE parking lot.
Got a motion by member Valadeo, second by member Lieb, to approve the authorization to seek competitive bid for the LBE parking lot. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Again, carried 6 yeses and 1 absent. On to item G, amendment number 2 to the agreement with Odell Planning and Research for the TK Center.
It is recommended that the board approve amendment number 2 to the professional services agreement between Scott Odell Planning and Research Incorporated and Los Banos Unified School District for the TK Center project. This increase to their contract is for an additional portion of a traffic study. We originally were hoping that just the AM counts would be sufficient. But when our consultant submitted that to the city of Los Banos, which is just one of the agencies that have to approve it, they requested that there be the AM and the PM peak period analysis. So we need to do this we were trying to go a little minimal, and they caught us. Not caught us, that's not the right word, but they said not enough, so we need to do more.
All right, any comments, questions, discussion, motion? Got a motion by Member Gattuso, seconded by Member Moran, to approve the amendment number 2 to the agreement with Odell Planning and Research for the TK Center. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried 6 yeses and 1 absent. And finally, the last one for tonight.
Last one. Here we go.
Last one.
I look
last,
at you first.
last one for you.
All right. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve change order number 7 with BMY Construction Group Incorporated for the construction of Lofton Stadium, new concessions, restrooms, and athletic team buildings. This change order approves the following costs. One is for the demolition of the abandoned wading pool and surrounding concrete walk. This really should have been included in the original scope of work. It wasn't. So I have, the city manager was one of the ones who discussed this with the district. So it's half shared on city property and half on the district property. So I am going to be seeking to have them pay half of this. They kind of agreed to it in an email I have, so we're going to work through that process of getting them to be able to pay half of this cost. The second portion of this change order is for 2 new driveways, new concrete curb gutters, new asphalt, and demolition work on 7th Street. This area should have been in the original scope of work and in the original bid. It may have been overlooked or value engineered out at the time of design. The people that made those decisions aren't here, so we can't ask them. But that work needed to be done to ensure that our ADA patrons could get to their parking spots off the street, as well as our buses coming in to drop off the students. And so that whole area needed to be designed out because it was a big portion that was left off the original plans.
Well, all I can say is that, as an old guy up here, and there may be a couple other people up here or out in the audience, that remember that wading pool. We hate to see it go, but I know it's got to go. But it was
filled with dirt.
It was part of Los Banas history. So I spent a lot of time in that wading pool. So, but we need to move on.
I'm so sorry.
I don't. None of the copper tone baby. Never mind. So yeah, exactly. So anyway, but yeah, needs to be done and progress, and the new stadium is looking wonderful. So, any other comments?
I'll go with Marlene first.
Okay, Ms. Smith.
That wading pond, is it owned by the school district?
It was half on school district property, half on city property. So there was literally a fence that went right down the middle of the wading pool.
And they're kind of thinking about paying for half of it? I mean, is it in a contract?
There is no contract. I have an email from the city engineer who we discussed it. But no, I don't have anything official like an agreement. But I'm going to work with that with Neron on that. And so that is the intention, is that I should get half back.
Yeah, I know it's half, but it seems like half is kind of hard to get back. Yeah. Seems like half is a bit of a problem sometimes to get back. Small or large, it seems like we need a contract or something in writing. That's my opinion.
I will work on getting whatever we need in place to be able to try to recoup some of that money.
All right, Mr. Lee.
So I just want to say that your comment about it not being part, the asphalt curb driveway was not part of the original plan. That's very unfortunate. I get it. But I went out there and I saw what the nice building looks like. And then I stood on 7th Street and I envisioned myself saying, okay, well, we have a nice building. We have 7th Street. Now we're going to have like gravel for people to walk into. It's like, now. So I know it's $150-something thousand.
141,000.
Yeah, 141,000. But I don't see where we have a choice. It's just unfortunate, but we have to do it.
Measure X at work.
Measure X.
Anything else? Ms. Valdale.
Well, especially since behind closed doors, we talked about not having contracts when somebody's supposed to pay us half and we pay up front and we don't get our money back. So I understand that we're right in the middle of it, and this is probably what happened last time. Oh, was I not supposed to say that? I didn't say. So to me, it's like we need to have something in writing that says they're going to pay us half, because I think we've set ourselves up for not getting paid back.
Yeah, I have an email. That's all I have, and he needed a cost. I didn't have a cost till basically recently. So, and he's on vacation in Japan, so I can't talk to him until he comes back. So, we didn't have a cost to discuss at that time. So, and part of this $16,000, some of that is work that was done on our site. So I'm going to have to dig through that, figure out what actually was just the wading pool, and then that's what we would split. Because this is that whole area over there. So we did new irrigation to our property line, but we didn't take care of the cities. So like they don't need to take care of our irrigation. So I'm going to have to pull that out of this number. I'm going to have to do some work within this number to figure out what actual half is the city.
Right, but we're going to approve it today to do it, so. Right?
Yes. Hopefully.
That's the plan. Other questions, comments? Motion? Got a motion by Member Cattuso, seconded by Member Lieb, to approve change order number 7 to the Lofton Stadium Phase 1 project. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And is carried 6 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Good job. All right, going on to the consent calendar. I will remind everybody that item F6, the agreement with the Architectural Services of Pacheco High Ag Service, we lost the page here, Pacheco High School Ag Classroom on the BRM, the background information section. The last sentence, which was left off, as district staff will obtain the required CDE, CTE department approval before this project moves forward. So that is the only change or correction to the consent calendar. Any pulls on the consent calendar tonight? All right, if I see no pulls, I do need a motion to approve the consent calendar as corrected.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar as correct.
Second.
We got a motion by Mr. Lieb, seconded by Ms. Moran, to approve the consent calendar as corrected. And it is roll call vote. Tina?
Mrs. Gattuso? Yes. Mr. Lieb?
Yes.
Ms. Moran? Yes. Mr. Munoz? Ms. Smith? Yes. Ms. Valadeo? Mr. Pura?
Yes.
Thank you.
It passes with 6 yeses and 1 absent. Reporting out of closed session is next. We had 3 closed session items. All were non-action items, so we have nothing to report. Next item is discussion, information, and future agenda items. Does anybody have anything tonight? Seeing none, next item is closed session. We finished everything that we needed to do. So the last comment I need to tell everybody is 7:43. Don't get used to getting out this early. This probably won't happen for a really long time. Have a great start to the new year. Thank you all for being here, and good night, everybody.